Hey everyone, it's Dr. Arlene Dijamco, the MultiDimensional MD. Thank you for joining me for my 11 tips for winter wellness. And you're actually going to get so much more than 11 tips, but I have divided it up into 11, and we are going to go through several things, probably in each category. I'm going to go through a mind, body, spirit kind of winter embrace, and also herbs and foods and supplements. So you're going to get so much information here. And this recording is going to be up for you to enjoy, to share. Feel free, please like and subscribe to support me and comment. Let me know if you're here. I always love to know who's out there because otherwise it's me talking to this great big void here. Anyway, we're going to go on. So winter is a time for turning inwards. There's a big contraction. Everything is colder, at least in the Northern Hemisphere here. It's darker and colder. We're turning inwards here for our winter. And I think about what the plants do during this time. And they're really sending their roots out into the ground. So they may have lost their leaves and foliage, but they're still really alive. It's like they've turned inward. And what we see is our inner sun, which helps to keep us warm throughout the winter. I know this can be a very difficult time for people. And so this is what the season is asking us to do, is to see that we still have this warmth and this sun within us to help carry us throughout the season. And, we can get nostalgic and be missing what we had before or what we're not able to do. But this is a different season. And so we're being asked even with more depth to see if we can go inwards and really see that light within us. So see this as an opportunity to really kind of seed up and nest up and really feel that warmth of your heart to carry you through the season. It's a time for rest, for sleep. And we know that if we don't get enough rest, it really affects everything, all our physiology, our hormones, our cortisol levels, the ability to maintain a balanced weight, our energy, our mood. So take this time, just like the animals, many of them hibernate in the winter. So in a way, we too need more rest. We need to slow down. And although 2020 has asked us to slow down so much, we can still do so in a different way in this season as it gets colder. So to get to bed at a reasonable hour, follow the nights are longer, and you can see it's asking us to rest more. So follow that daylight and the moonlight, trying to rest as it gets darker, and get up with the light. And if you do get up early, it's a great time to go for a morning walk because we need so much time to spend in nature. And even though it's colder, we have these homes and shelters, and so we get so detached from nature. So even with the coldness, we can bundle up with our sweaters and our scarves and still go out and breathe fresh air. And going out in the morning, going for a morning walk or doing some morning yoga can really help to wake up our bodies, bring us that warmth that we need through the day, and help to boost our immune systems. So we're going to, some of these things here, very, very simple, but we need to continue to do. And also, since the days are shorter, the sunlight is not quite as strong. We need that time to get our vitamin D levels up. It's known that people's vitamin D levels, even here where I am in the South, because we spend so much time indoors and also really bundled up, that our vitamin D levels plummet. And if it is really low, like say under 20, that's considered vitamin D deficiency. I know that you're dragging. Say if I check your vitamin D levels, I know you don't even have to tell me. And you don't have to, it doesn't matter if you have like a good face about it, that you're showing that, you're okay, you're doing fine. A lot of times people are like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I know that deep inside, underneath the cover of whatever you're presenting to the world, that you're dragging, because that vitamin D helps to liven up your sun inside of you. And we need it. It is a hormone in the body. So ideally, you get outside, you get that nature, get out there, get into the sunlight. Even if you're bundled up, you have your face out there. If you can spend an hour outside each day, that's amazing. If you can't, try to spend whatever time you can, but definitely take some vitamin D supplements. And we'll go through more supplements as we go on. So yes, we did 3 and 4 together: time in nature and exercise. 5, nourishing foods. Okay, so if I had to pick maybe, let's say like 5 nourishing foods for the winter, one of my favorites is getting veggies through soups. So I love to make like delicious soups in the winter. And I'm always delighted and surprised by, which of my kids eat it. Because sometimes I'll make something new. I'm thinking like, I don't know if they're going to go for this, but I flavor it just right. And they'll be gobbling up like so many veggies. Because, if you cook those greens down, you can pack so much nutrition into a little bit of volume there. I might take a simple soup. I will literally take a bag of baby carrots. I don't have time, right? Cut them all up. And I'll take like half an onion, saute that, chop it up, put the carrots in there, let them soften up. And then I'll put like some broth in there. If you don't have time, like make your own broth, just pour some broth in there. You could season it with garlic or ginger, salt, or whatever you'd like. And then take a hand blender, a stick blender, and blend it all up. Oh, and don't forget, I take a whole bag of greens, whatever greens you like, super greens, spinach, kale, and I dump it all in there. And then I take my immersion blender, I stick it in, and it makes this like beautiful, warm soup that you can serve like for really any meal. If you want, you can decorate it with whatever you want to add there. You could add a vegan cheese if you want. If you could add bacon bits if you want a little bit of flavor or sausage. But just like that, it will be already very nourishing. I'll usually put some kind of fat in it, so coconut oil or butter or olive oil to make it a bit richer. And if I want to put some protein in there, I might stick like some chia seeds in there. It's hidden all in the broth, and I love, love, love to do that. So there's my broth, my soups. You could also do a bone broth, getting all that good collagen in there. That's really nourishing for your gut, for your mind, for your bones, for strength and energy. Getting some source of probiotic foods. It's number 3, probiotic foods. Real simple. You could just take a splash of apple cider vinegar, put it in some warm water in the morning, maybe a squeeze of lemon in there. That is going to have a twofold effect. Is one, you get the good probiotics in there to liven up that gut flora and boost your serotonin levels, because over 95% of the serotonin is produced in the gut. And we need that healthy gut flora to do so. So affects the mood. So you get the probiotics, but also the apple and the apple cider vinegar helps to soften the bile and the liver, relieving some of that liver congestion. And so it can be so healthy. Simple thing to do. Or you can put it in a dressing, which is really great to do. You could do other probiotic foods like non-dairy yogurts, sweeten it yourself, or non-dairy kefirs. If you can do dairy, that's okay. So number 4, some source of omega-3s, because we really need that for our mood health, for every cell membrane to feel more fluid. So omega-3s are in wild fish, wild salmon, tilapia, and chia seeds. Again, I mentioned chia seeds before. I love to put those into anything I can get in my hands into. So that's 4 different foods. Let's see, what else? Some sort of tea or ginger tea, and that's taking us actually to herbs and teas. I'm going to blend this some. There are so many delicious and nourishing teas out there. You can literally drink your vitamins. So a ginger tea is so cozy in the winter. It also is great for your immune system. It's great for your gut. It helps to release those digestive enzymes. And you can use, like, another favorite tea of mine, I'll give you a few here, is a chamomile tea. Chamomile tea, simple tea, you can find it anywhere. You can make a more concentrated version to get some more oomph out of those herbs. And as you sip it, give thanks to what those herbs are providing you. They're giving you so much nourishment. And chamomile is a nervine, which means it calms and soothes your nerves. It is so great for the gut and helps your digestion. So if you had nourishing teas every day, say at least once a day, 3 times a day, you can really feel the difference. I definitely do. If I have some kind of tea that's nourishing, I can feel it like in my hair, in my skin, in my nails, and then also like how you digest and how you feel for the day. Remember, we're warming up our inner sunshine. Another great tea for the season is a peppermint tea, and it's just a flavor, reminds us of the holidays. It's great for the digestion too, can help to lift your energy as well. And peppermint, people don't always realize this, but peppermint herb is very nourishing. It has so many minerals in it and vitamins. So it's one of those, a lot of my herbal blends, and the kinds that you can feel like in your skin and your nails and how you feel. So supplements. Gosh, there are so many. I'm going to go through some of my favorites, and I'm going to also go through some that the University of Arizona Integrative Medicine Program had produced a public statement on things that can help to boost your immune system during this year. This is not treatment for COVID. This is to help to boost your body, support your body, and help strengthen your body. So I'm going to go through some things. If you would like a copy of this handout, if you go, I have it listed for free. It's on All Worlds Health Academy. I can type that in here, allworldshealthacademy.com. And if you go there, if you go to the COVID-19 resources, it's free. There's a bunch there. That handout is in there, so you can read a little bit more detail. Okay, so in terms of different supplements, some very, very simple, easy ones are getting some source of vitamin C. Here's one of the ones I have in my office. The form of vitamin C will really depend on your sensitivity to it. You can just get cheap, straight vitamin C, that's fine. Some people have a little bit more like gut sensitivity to it, and have some indigestion, or if it makes you have diarrhea, then you can get a buffered form of vitamin C. Here's an example. It says buffered vitamin C. That's pretty easy to find as well. If you want to get like the most bioavailability, like the highest absorption kind of vitamin C, then you would go for a more expensive liposomal vitamin C. But this won't last you quite as long as you can see it's in the liquid, and usually has to be kept in the refrigerator. So for adults, doses can be anywhere from 500 milligrams to 3,000 milligrams divided per day. If you're not taking vitamin C, go slowly. And if you, it's really very safe. Usually, if there's too much, you will know because you're going to have diarrhea. You'll also pee out most of the excess. So those are not even considered high dosing. For times of illness, or if we need to, we can use very high dosing sometimes to gut tolerance. But I would advise you to work with your healthcare practitioner or physician to tailor that just for you. Another great supplement that I love is very simple, L-lysine. This is an amino acid, and yes, you can get this through your collagen and your bone broths and stuff, but It is very simple to take as a supplement. The dosing would be anywhere starting from 500 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams today. Could take it like more than once a day. And again, just like any supplements, rule of thumb is to go low and slow so you know what you can tolerate. Some people are taking up to 1,000 twice a day or even 3,000. Sometimes going on up. But if for the purposes of this video, I would say start lower, even 500, 1,000, and then you can work up to doing that more than once a day if you'd like. L-lysine is so great at really warding off viral infections. I can't say, if it does for COVID. We don't really have that kind of research. But for colds and certain things like cold sores, if you are prone to cold sores, then I would definitely take some of that every day. Even a little bit can help to keep those cold sores and fever blisters away. Another great herb and supplement is astragalus. This can come in capsule form. This can come in liquid form. You can buy it in, the root itself. If you go to like Asian herbal markets or grocery stores, you can often find the root and you can just throw it in your broths. And that's a really great way to do it. It's very nourishing for the body, really helps to support the immune system. It feels very gentle to me and how I experience it. And so it's safe for like all different ages, except for the little ones. I really don't use as many herbs for the toddlers and the really little kids. If you have questions about it for kids, then definitely talk to your healthcare practitioner or physician. You can come see me about it. So those are some very basic things that I do. There's other things as well. Vitamin A, you could take. This comes in liquid or in capsules. Zinc, I have 2 different kinds of zinc. You can do, it really depends on how much you need. Sometimes these are in multivitamins. These are really great for warding off viral infections in general. This is not saying that it's for COVID. Again, we don't really know. Oh, hey, Gina. And what else here? So I mentioned that, and what I was talking about, the herbals tea, don't forget that. A simple chamomile tea, it can be so great for your immune system. It has these flavonoids in it, and it's like the colors and the different plants. There's one, quercetin, which is a kind of like bioflavonoid, is a really common one. I don't have a bottle to show you that, but quercetin is a really common one that's listed to just help boost the immune system. We talked about vitamin D. Now, melatonin, I don't use as much melatonin. I know that it's very commonly used in integrative functional medicine holistic circles. So I would talk to your physician about that. If you need to use it, it is an exogenous hormone, which is why I tend not to use it as much. However, it is found to help reduce inflammation, that inflammatory response that people are concerned with COVID. Again, you can't consider it like treatment, but something to help. And it's more for prevention, to help to boost your immune system. And ideally, we get that melatonin through sleeping and having like good circadian rhythms. So there's a thought that possibly kids have like more melatonin because they sleep more. Not really sure about that, or whether it's true or not, but you kind of see that. That's why kids like tend to do better with these viral infections and with COVID right now than adults. It's one thought. I'm not sure about the research on that. So that's a lot of supplements there that we have gone through. Garlic's another really great one. We talk about that in the food and the herbs. Just throw it in everything. If you're not sensitive to garlic, it has those sulfur compounds, so great for detoxing as well. And again, you can get this handout on my website or on my Academy website, which is allworldshealthacademy.com. Okay. going on here. So this is a mind, body, spirit perspective. If you missed all that body stuff, then you can watch the recording of this. Art. Oh, such a great time to do art, because here we're spending more time indoors, and it really doesn't take much to do art. We have an amazing course on All World's Health Academy taught by Amanda Chinberg that I collaborated with her. She's a beautiful illustrator, artist, and author. And she did something called scribble art. That was one of the things in the class. And so I think it's really neat that we can take just everyday tools and create something new with it. And to be able to just spark that creativity, that access more of that intuition within us, and it really helps to align mind, body, spirit. Because when you're doing art, especially when you're doing something new and you don't know how to do it, you don't necessarily have an expectation of what it's going to be. And in a world where we like to plan so many things and have like concrete expectations, art is a way to help us let go of that, to step more into trust, and to access our inner child that really wants to come out and express herself or himself, and to be able to let those deep emotions that maybe we don't have words for come out in the art. And again, you can create with what you have. You can check it out at allworldshealthacademy.com. And if you'd like to have some ideas about that. So amazing. Art is healing in so many ways. Meditation, I can't emphasize this enough in terms of wellness, all seasons, but in winter, it's time to slow down and to meditate, just to be with yourself. If you're not familiar with meditation, then one very easy, simple way is to just turn to your breath, to bring your awareness to your breathing. One exercise that is easy to do and remember is called a box or square breathing. And you can count like 4 to 7 counts at your pace and count each side. So it'd be inhale, 2, 3, 4, and then hold it at the top for 4 counts. And then you exhale for 4 counts, or however many counts you want to do. And then you hold it at the bottom for 4 counts. And you can do like 4 to 10 rounds just like that, which really helps to settle, bring your awareness to yourself, and give yourself that gift of your presence. And along the lines of meditation is prayer also, because to know that you're never alone. I know it feels like it so much. And this is whether you're physically alone or you can be surrounded by people and still sometimes feel alone. Sometimes people tell me, they don't feel like they have their tribe, or they don't feel like they belong in a certain place. And that is an opportunity for you. It is spirit telling you that this is part of your journey, your challenge, to learn to be with yourself and so love and comfortable with yourself that you are okay being alone, but not lonely. And you're surrounded by your angels, your guardians, that divine oneness always is with you. And I know that in my own life, sometimes because I kind of veered off in medicine in a way, I felt very lonely in my own field, in my profession. And then somebody told me, another healer told me, that it was part of my path to learn to be alone and not lonely. And it was so interesting because it was this shift in perspective that she said this was one of my major life missions. And once I looked at it that way, it changed it for me, because the feeling of loneliness, it started to have some sort of meaning. And that meaning for me was to dive even more inward, to get to know myself even more, to love myself even more, so that I could be by myself. I could be surrounded by colleagues that maybe I didn't even feel like were even part of my tribe. and not feel lonely. Because really, if you're here to bring something new to the world, and for my mission is to help to wake up medicine, then you do have to have some sort of comfort with yourself, your ideas, love for yourself, that it is okay to pave a way that brings more light to people. And in doing so, you create a tribe, you create a light for many, and it grows, and you see you no longer feel lonely because other people, chances are other people were really craving that light as well. So I got a little off topic there, but I thought that was so important to talk about. Number 11, sharing. The only way through all of this that we are going through in this time of 2020 and beyond is if we share. Now, that doesn't mean to give away everything you have so that you have nothing left for yourself. You want to do this in a sustainable way. If you are able to share, pick some people that are in need and share with them. There is enough to go around. There is enough food for everyone. There is water for everyone. There is shelter for everyone. We need to share, though. And if you feel like, you are maybe in a need of more resources, have courage to ask for help. We are all one family here on this earth. So have gratitude that help is on the way and help is here and you're never alone. And ask for help. And if you feel like you don't have resources, physical resources to share, then the best thing, no matter what, to share is your gift of presence, to show up for yourself first and to show up for other people. And this is part of what encourages me to show up every week like this for you, is to give this gift of presence, to show you what it feels like to be present. And in doing so, you can kind of like sit in that nest and do it for yourself and do that for other people. So we're sharing like this. And it's like we're like making this web of light all around the world. Like we're holding hands all around the world and spreading that love everywhere, so that there is enough for everyone. There is no reason for lack. We can share and bring what everyone needs to everyone. There is enough. We live in a universe of abundance. So let's share and let's show that and live it. So thank you so much for joining me today for my 11 and really way more tips for winter wellness. I love you all so much. Lots of love to you during this holiday season. I will be back next week, next Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be talking about forgiveness and why that is so great for you and can help you in your healing, and what it actually means, because it's often misunderstood. So take care. Lots of love to you. Please like and subscribe. Send me questions. If you do ahead of time, then I will answer them when I can in my next podcast. So love you tons. Bye.